Some decisions made by NBA players turned out to be wise ones. What if LeBron James didn't choose to go to the Miami Heat to form a super team with Chris Bosh and Dwyane Wade? What if Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett didn't go to the Boston Celtics? Even though some NBA players had legendary careers, some of them made costly mistakes that took away from their greatness. Or some NBA players didn't have much greatness in the first place because of a dumb decision. I'm Andy Ruther, and today we dive into the 10 worst career decisions an NBA player made. At number 10, Steve Nash loves the sun. One of the smartest calls Steve Nash made was to join the Phoenix Suns. He won the league MVP in 2005 and 2006, but his Suns fell in the Western Conference Finals both years. The Suns failed to make the playoffs in 2011 and 2012 before Nash accepted a trade to join the Lakers for 2012-2013, forming a super team with Kobe Bryant and newly acquired Dwight Howard. The Lakers barely got into the playoffs that year and was swept in the first round. Nash played one more season with the Lakers, which was a disaster. If he had made the move to an elite team 1 or 2, 3 years earlier, he could have possibly had a ring, but he chose not to. At number 9, the Kermit Washington Punch. The 1980 NBA All-Star and two-time member of the NBA All-Defensive Second Team enjoyed a solid career that lasted from 1973 to 1987. However, Washington will only be remembered for brutally punching Rudy Tomjanovich during a 1977 game. Tomjanovich nearly died from the punch and couldn't play on an NBA court again. Washington had a solid career, but he tainted his legacy with one stupid and disgusting act. At number 8, Hedo Turkoglu joins the Raptors. The Toronto Raptors wanted Turkoglu and was a standout on the Orlando Magic. In a sign-and-trade deal, Turkoglu came over in a 5-year, $53 million deal. Turkoglu had averaged 19.5 points a game in his second last year with Orlando and 16.8 points per game in the final year with the Magic. Once he came to Toronto, he was averaging just 11.3 points per game. He even called out Raptors management and demanded a trade. Turkoglu went back to Orlando and played 6 more seasons, but he never discovered his old form with the Magic. At number 7, Dwight Howard leaves Orlando for LA. Howard was the franchise icon of the Orlando Magic, leading them to the NBA Finals in 2009 before falling to the Lakers. Howard had averaged at least 20 points per game in 4 of his final 5 seasons with Orlando before being traded to the Lakers in 2013. Howard flopped there, averaging just 17.1 points per game. With Kobe Bryant working hard to bring him on board, Howard said no thanks and went to Houston, where his numbers declined again significantly. In his final year with the team, he averaged 13.7 points per game. He probably should have just stayed with Orlando or chosen somewhere else to get traded to. At number 6, Rashard Lewis leaves Emerald City for more green. Lewis was a standout on the Seattle Supersonics, averaging over 20 points a game in 2005, 2006, and 2007. But when 2007-08 rolled around, he went to the Orlando Magic in a sign-and-trade deal worth $118 million over 6 years. Lewis's first year in Orlando was good, 18.2 points per game. The next, 17.7. The next, 14.1. The final one, 12.2. His rebound totals also declined once he left Seattle. Lewis went on to play 2 years in Washington and 2 years in Miami, but was never the same. At number 5, Shaquille ONeal leaves LA. O'Neal's Hall of Fame career was one of the best. It is one of the best, I should say. He made it to 15 All-Star games, won the league MVP in 2000, and won 4 NBA championships, the first 3 coming with the LA Lakers. He and Kobe Bryant formed a dynasty for the ages with their three-peat. O'Neal opted to leave the Lakers after clashing with coaches and management, i.e., him and Kobe didn't get along. Let's just be real, people. He was also furious over the team's call to move on from head coach Phil Jackson. Seeking more money and a new start, O'Neal demanded a trade. He went to the Miami Heat and won another title. But just think about it. Kobe won 2 more rings without Shaq. He could have easily been part of those and many more. On to number 4, Michael Jordan plays baseball. MJ had already cemented his legacy in basketball, retiring in 1993 after his team successfully won 3 titles in a row. Jordan claimed he had lost his desire to play and went on to attempt a career in MLB. It was a nice gesture, right? Jordan gonna go play baseball in the Birmingham Barons? Well, it didn't really work out that well. He was a complete bust, and Jordan would miss the 93-94 NBA season and most of the 94-95, both non-title years for the Bulls. Chicago would go on to win 3 in a row after Jordan came back from 96 to 98. If MJ stuck to basketball, We seriously think he could have won 8 titles in a row instead of a failed baseball career sandwiched between 2 three-peats. At number 3, Ben Wallace leaves the Pistons for Chi-Town. Wallace was a key part of the 2004 Pistons NBA championship team and was a 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. With the Pistons, he made it to 4 All-Star games. In 2006, he signed a 4-year deal worth $60 million with the Chicago Bulls, but his defensive play declined and he never got his team anywhere close to an NBA title. Wallace's departure left a gaping hole in a star-studded Pistons team who never won another title without him. At number 2, Ron Artest attacks a fan. During a 2004 game in Detroit between the Pistons and Indiana Pacers, Artest started a brawl between players and fans. This all stemmed from a fan throwing a drink at him, prompting Artest to go absolutely insane. Meta World Throwdown, not Meta World Peace back then. When all was said and done, he spent 30 days in prison and was suspended for what ended up being 86 games. 9 players were suspended as a result of the incident. Artest caused a moment of horror in the NBA by overreacting and sparking such an incident. At number 1, Latrell Sprewell chokes his own coach and rejects $21 million. Latrell Sprewell, a 5-time All-Star who averaged 18.3 points per game during his career. He was setting himself up nicely for a strong career. And then in 1997, Sprewell, a member of the Golden State Warriors at the time, got into a confrontation with head coach P.J. Carlesimo. The coach told him to put more mustard on his passes, and Sprewell lost his goddamn mind and choked his coach. The team voided his deal, and he was suspended for a year. Then Minnesota Timberwolves offered him $21 million over 3 years, but he rejected it, saying he had a family to feed. What do you think was the worst decision ever made by an NBA player? Join us in the comments below and add that. And if you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. Subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.